The Galactic Alliance war room smelled of burnt coffee and quiet desperation. Admiral Voss of the Kelthari Empire leaned over the holographic table, his 4 arms crossed with visible contempt as he studied the human vessel floating on the display. It was old. Embarrassingly old. The USS Defiant had been commissioned 40 years ago, patched together so many times that Alliance engineers joked it was more spare parts than original hull. This, Voss said slowly, his mandibles clicking with amusement, is humanity's contribution to the Joint Defense Fleet. Commander James Harlow, the human liaison officer standing across the table, didn't flinch. He was a broad-shouldered man from Texas with calm gray eyes and the unhurried patience of someone who had been underestimated his entire career. "That's correct, Admiral," James said. The room erupted in alien laughter. The Defiant was 1.2 kilometers long. Modest by galactic standards. Her hull was scorched dark from decades of engagements. Her weapon arrays looked outdated. 3 of her 8 engine pods ran at reduced capacity. 2 Kelthari cruisers alone were twice her size. Captain Rachel Morgan, commanding officer of the Defiant, watched the mockery from the corner of the room via comfeed. She said nothing. She simply sipped her coffee and pulled up the enemy fleet projections on her personal tablet. She had work to do. 3 days later, the Vaughn Collective arrived. Nobody had expected them this far into Alliance space. The Vaughn were ancient, a predatory civilization that had consumed 17 star systems in 2 centuries. Their fleet materialized from hyperspace like a wound torn open across the stars, 43 warships, each one a kilometer-wide blade of black alloy and killing intent. The Alliance fleet scrambled. Kelthari cruisers broke formation immediately, their commanders shouting overlapping orders across the comm channels. 2 Prathian destroyers collided during an emergency pivot. The Joint Fleet, a coalition of 7 species, dissolved into barely organized chaos within 4 minutes. "Defiant, fall back to support position," Admiral Voss barked. "You'll only get in the way." Captain Rachel Morgan's voice came back smooth and unhurried. "Respectfully, Admiral, negative." Then the Defiant accelerated directly toward the Vaughn fleet. The crew of the Defiant had one advantage nobody in the Alliance had bothered to study. Humans remembered losing. Every modification welded onto that battered hull came from a defeat. Every tactical subroutine in her battle computer had been written in the aftermath of ambushes, retreats, and last stands. Lieutenant Commander David Park, the ship's tactical officer, had personally rewritten the targeting algorithms after watching a sister ship get destroyed by a Vaughn flanking maneuver at the Battle of Karev Station. They had studied the Vaughn for 11 years. Quietly. Obsessively. The way only humans who had been humbled study an enemy. "All batteries, fire solution Delta 9, Rachel said calmly. "Mr. Park, execute the Cascade Protocol." David's fingers moved fast. "Executing, Captain." The Defiant did not fight like an Alliance warship. She moved in tight, unpredictable spirals, a maneuver her deteriorating engine pods actually made easier to execute, because the asymmetric thrust created an irregular drift pattern no Vaughn targeting system had a profile for. Her hull took 3 direct hits in the opening seconds and kept moving. Then her weapons opened up. Not one at a time. Not in the orderly sequential volleys that galactic convention demanded. The Defiant fired every weapon system simultaneously in overlapping arcs, a tactic considered tactically reckless by every spacefaring civilization because of the catastrophic power drain it caused. Chief Engineer Marcus Webb had spent 4 years modifying the ship's power distribution grid specifically to handle it. The first Vaughn warship came apart at its midsection. Rachel walked the firing solution across the enemy formation with the methodical calm of someone mowing a field. The Defiant punched through the Vaughn vanguard, rolled inverted, and came back through the same formation from the opposite vector before the surviving ships could reacquire her. 7 Vaughn warships destroyed in 11 minutes. The remaining 36 broke formation, something the Vaughn had never done in recorded history. The battle comm channel was completely quiet. Admiral Voss stared at the tactical display. 36 Vaughn warships were retreating at maximum velocity. The Defiant floated in the debris field, hull glowing red in several sections, running lights flickering, but intact. James Harlow stood beside the Admiral. He said nothing. After a long moment, Voss spoke. "How long," the Admiral said quietly, "has that ship been capable of this?" James allowed himself the smallest smile. "Since the day we built her, Admiral." He picked up his coffee cup. "We were just waiting for someone to give her a reason."